Alright, so we're going to go ahead and solve some quadratics by taking square roots. And the nice thing about this is there's no x. So if you ever see ax squared plus bx plus c, it's a little more difficult. But if you notice, none of these have bx. It's just ax squared plus c, which makes this really easy to solve. All you got to do is treat it like any other equation and isolate the x. So if I add 16 here, all right, I get 2x squared equals 16. If I divide by 2, I get x squared equals 8. Then I take the square root, and I get x squared equals positive negative square root of 8, which of course can be reduced. We find out any pairs of factors, and they can come out. So we got, oh, I should not say x squared up there. It should be just x now. The square root of x squared is just x. X equals positive or negative. That 2 comes out. That 2 stays in. 2 rad 2. Let's keep going. Come in here. So a little bit of solvent, a little bit of what we just talked about. So we subtract 9, minus 9, minus 9. I got negative 5x squared equals negative 9. Divide by negative 5. Divide by negative 5. That gives us x squared equals 9/5. Now, when we do this, we take square root. Square root of x squared is x equals positive negative square root of 9 is 3 over rad 5. But remember, not allowed to have a rad 5 on the bottom, so we multiply top and bottom by rad 5. Right, that's 1, and we get x equals 3 rad 5 over 5. And don't forget the positive or negative. Okay? Come on right here. Nice one. We're going to add 24. We get x squared equals 24, and we're going to go right to reducing. So we're going to see what goes into 24. 2 and 12, 2 and 6. Now I'm going to leave that 6, because the only thing left in there is another 2 and 3, so I'm not even going to break it down. I get x equals positive or negative. This comes out 2, that 6 comes in, rad 6 circled. Same concept here. Here we go. Subtract 13. Negative 4x squared equals negative 13. And then I got to get to the x squared, so we divide by negative 4. And this one's kind of easy. We get x squared equals positive 13/4. We take our square root. And this time, positive or negative. I know the square root of the bottom is 2, and I'm just going to leave the top as rad 13. Done. So, kind of the same way we've solved problems. This is a simple way to do it. Alright. And now we've got finding the lengths of a rectangle given its area. Well, that's kind of cool. So I know that to get the area, I multiply length times width. Alright, so I go x times 5x equals 85. Alright. And that gives me 5x squared equals 85. And we're going to divide by 5. We're going to notice the situation here. X squared equals 17. I take the square root. I'm going to guess at this. I don't have my calculator on me right now. And, well, maybe I do. I think it's 4.1. Let's see. I do have a calculator up here. So give me a sec. Square root. Let's clear that up. Put a, what is it, 17? 17. And the square root. Yeah, that's about right. So I get x equals positive or negative 4.1-ish, if I'm getting decimals. Now, when you get a negative in a problem like this, since we're talking about length, you only list the positive values. And x is positive or negative 4.1 centimeters. That means when I plug it back in, that would be my width, and my length would be 5 times 4.1, or approximately 20.5 centimeters. Alright, so over here is 4.1, and over here is, what do we say, 20.5. We're going to do a couple more here. So if I graph this part right here at 7, so we'll say g of x equals 7, which is a straight line right here. And then let's go ahead and graph f of x equals 2x squared minus 1, which is right here. I'm going to make a little t-chart and then just do one side and and think through the other. If I plug in a 1, right, 1 squared is 1, times 2 is 2, minus 1 is 1. So 1 gives me 1. Symmetrical, that means that's on the other side. So negative 1 also gives me 1. If I plug in a 2, 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. Hey, we're there already. So it's there, and when I cross this, we can see our two solutions, negative 2 and positive 2. X equals positive and negative 2. There it is. Let's go ahead and try one more. Alright, so we'll say g of x is 6. That's a nice easy one to graph. F of x, and I think this one's going to be nice and easy. Negative x squared plus 7. So my h value is just 7. That means that goes right here. And this is just a reflection, so it actually touches here, and we're good. I can see my solutions already. X equals positive negative 1. There's positive 1, negative 1. Done. That's it for page 3. We got one more thing to do, and it's kind of important. We'll talk to you soon.